Yes, people. What's going on? Eagle Talks Football, and we're back again with another panel show. Today, what we're going to be talking about is what now for Arsenal after losing in the FA Cup, the League Cup, consecutive back-to-back losses in the Premier League, only winning one game out of our last 7. There's pressure on the manager, and do you genuinely believe that Arsenal Football Club would pull the trigger on Mikel Arteta's contract this season? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And before we get started on the show, today we got Lay African Gunner in the building coming through. I got Gunnar Souls coming through. I got Brendan coming through. And I got Belgian from AFTV coming through also. So I got a stacked panel for you guys. But before we go any further, I just want to let you guys know something. Something I'm very proud of, actually, it has just happened to the channel, and I want to make sure that you guys know about this. And please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe if you haven't already done so. But I just want to let you guys know I have gotten my first major channel sponsor, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. If you guys don't know, I've been looking for a channel sponsor for a while now, and I finally have gotten a major channel sponsor. Today, I got some breaking news for you guys, some big news, and I'm just going to show you guys who my channel is now sponsored by. Yes, SofaScore is officially Eagle Talks Football's official sponsor for this year. We have now partnered together, so I will be putting out a link. If you guys do check out SofaScore, it's an amazing app where you guys can not only check out basketball, NFL, but Premier League, football, Champions League, any type of sport, in addition to, of course, Premier League content. And you can not only see the scores, but it will show you the player ratings. It will show you how the players perform throughout the season. It will give you ratings, and it is one of the best football apps out there in the world. So please do check it out if you haven't already checked it out. SofaScore will be a big part of Eagle Talks Football going forward. Brought to you by SofaScore. But yeah, let me get my first guest on, African Gunner. How you doing, bro? It's been a long time, mate. How you been?
It has been. Congratulations, first of all, on the new sponsorship. Always good to see my friends succeeding. So congrats, and hopefully much more to come on this channel. But yeah, super excited to talk about Arsenal, although we know it's kind of a tough time right now for our fan base, but we'll get into that shortly.
There you go. Fair enough, bro. I brought you in first because, bro, it's been a long time since me and you haven't spoke. How you feeling about Arsenal right now, man? As the rest of the panel comes through, how you feeling? How you been about this Arsenal team? Do you feel like we've regressed slightly? Do you feel positive? Because it has been a little bit all over the place for the last couple of months. But how you feeling right now, mate?
Yeah, it's a tough one for me, Agal, to be honest. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to say that we've regressed, but I mean, we're out of 2 competitions. We've dropped down in the league. We're failing to be clinical when it comes to in front of goals. So overall, not too happy. I think if the season ends up being a bust, there's going to be questions raised on Arteta. He spent 500 million. This is the 5th season. It's a little bit tough going forward. I think if we lose against Crystal Palace, it's going to be a complete meltdown. So I'm hoping that we can bounce back, and we do need to make some January signings. For me, in my opinion, that left center mid, that striker, it's quite obvious the 65 million spent on Havertz. I mean, we all knew at the time, it was a bit of a fishy deal, but you had to get behind the manager. Arteta deserved the credit, and kind of given it a chance. It's been kind of 4 or 5 months, half the season. And the fact that we still need another midfielder just means that, look, it was the wrong signing, right? We're being linked with Onana. Getting rid of Granit Xhaka, who wasn't one of my favorite players, but obviously he contributed a lot to our team last season. We obviously didn't replace him well. And I think there's a lot of hate on Martinelli right now and that left-hand side. And I think the left 8, for me, is contributing to Martinelli having a poor season. He's there all on his own, 2v1 all the time. He needs some help. In the first few games when Thomas Partey was fit and Declan Rice played the 8, literally the first 2 games in the Premier League, you saw the relationship between Declan Rice and overlapping Martinelli, and they had a little bit of chemistry. Since then, Martinelli's been on his own completely out there. So, for me, it's kind of obvious that our front line is missing, and I think that's because the midfield isn't able to provide. And I know we're creating all these chances, but they're not clear cut chances. We don't have a lot of one-on-one chances against the opposition where it's clear cut. And I think there's also some statistics around open play goals, and we're kind of in the bottom half of that. So yeah, something is wrong, and we need to fix it immediately in this transfer window. Figure it out. Sell Nelson, sell Nketiah. I know Gunnar Solskjaer and I have had this conversation before. We've had this conversation many times. It's not just now. It's not just recent form. These players have never been good enough for Arsenal Football Club. We know that. So we need to sell them, and we need to make a signing, either the midfielder or the striker.
There you go. We got my guy Belgian in the building. Welcome to the channel. Big up to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Is it your first time, or are you making a return? I can't remember. I think I've had you.
I can't remember. Maybe first time. It could be making a return, man. I can't
Definitely
remember.
had you on the match vlogs because you're always here for the match vlogs. Big up to you. And if you guys are wondering why the SofaScore is there, a new sponsor to the channel, so big up. But yeah, welcome Brendan. Also welcome Gunnar Souls. Let's get into it. Belgium, how you feeling, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. And I just want our Arsenal fans to be positive, man. Listen, every single club who go through what we're kind of going through, there's no way that you go through the season without not having those up and down. So listen, Arsenal will get back. We'll be fine. And you know what? Listen, coming back to the transfer stuff earlier on, I was talking on AFTV, and I said to them, normally most established clubs, like Arsenal, they normally do their transfer activities during summertime. Yeah, that's what you do, any type of player, any top player you're looking for, you kind of do them during the summertime. January transfer, you cannot get any transformational player. Yeah, you can only get a player which you literally will complement your squad. There's no way people say, no, sell this player, get this. There's no way Arsenal will go and get Ivan Toney.
Belgium. Didn't we sign Aubameyang in January transfer window? Didn't we sign Arshavin?
But you saw what happened to him. It took him time to settle in. And
Aubameyang.
This season, yes, it did.
He scored in his first game.
Yeah. But
Mkhitaryan had a hat-trick of assists.
Listen, Aubameyang is my guy. I love him. But listen, the thing is that what we're looking at right now is a solution, how to fix it. And remember, last season, these are the same players that we kind of trying today to be upset. These are the same players were literally scoring goals last season for fun.
Belgium, we've changed our entire midfield.
What's missing, I'll tell you what's missing is this. I think part of it, I'll blame Arteta, right? Because unfortunately, I have to blame him, and I hope that he's able to fix it. He got a solution, he can do that. The problem is that the introduction of Kai Havertz, because I thought that the buying of Kai Havertz, for me, when I'm looking at the forward, I want my forward, if he can't give me a shot or target, I want you to give me like a final ball, which will be fantastic. We got Kai Havertz into the team. Obviously, it didn't start well. It was a little bit slow. Then after that, he picked up. But guess what? Arteta has to redefine his position. So we play with two number 10s, right? Why that Odegaard and Kai Havertz, before last season, Odegaard was playing as a 10, isn't it? This season, Kai Havertz and Odegaard playing as 10. Odegaard, because he's mobile, what he does, he can go around, and chase people and drop deep to support Declan Rice. While that Kai Havertz, even though people might not understand it, is good on his feet, is slow, but he normally stays up to support the strikers. But where things is going wrong is the spaces initially that is not supposed to be occupying is occupying those spaces, and that's literally having a little bit of impact on the movement.
I'm gonna bring you back in it for 1 second. If you could do me a favor, just move your camera sideways so landscape so it covers the whole screen. But yeah, hopefully there you
Is that
go.
okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Brendan, let's bring Brendan in before we go to Gunnar Souls. Brendan, welcome back to the show. You've been away for a while. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope family's well. I know you're a busy man. Thank you for jumping on. Talk to me, man. 1 win in 7. Mikel Arteta's under pressure. What's next for us this season, man? What do we do? What's the problems?
Well, firstly, thanks for having us back on, Miguel. Always a pleasure. And
Big up to you.
yeah, 1 win in 7. That's a bit mad. I mean, 61 shots in the last 3 games, only 16 on target, only 1 goal. 6 goals conceded, 3 of them from set pieces. You know, it's not just our attack that's misfiring at the moment. Defensively, we're not great. Last season, we conceded, I think, only 2 or 3 goals from set pieces. Now it seems to be every single week. A lot of our goals that we're conceding is coming from that left-hand side where, you know, he likes his full-back to be inverted. Attacking-wise, you know, we're creating the chances, we're just not finishing them off. But a lot of it, in fact, all of it comes back down to Mikel Arteta's. It comes down to Mikel Arteta's decisions, unfortunately. You know, it all comes back to the manager, whichever way you look at it. Because, you know, Saka and Martinelli, our most threatening players last season, we can't seem to get them into the game anymore. They're always doubled up on, as people like to say. But again, that comes back to the way that we're playing, the way that Mikel Arteta has switched it up this season, playing this controlled style of football rather than getting us on the front foot early, playing, you know, sometimes diagonal balls from the goalkeeper. He don't like that now all of a sudden, you know, screaming, hollering at Raya when he does that. We have to play this keep ball, you know, and it's very slow, very passive. And by the time we get to the halfway line, a lot of the time, teams are already 10 men behind the ball, ready to, you know, come and break us down. And we're finding it very difficult to get our most threatening players in the game. So then it comes down to, okay, who does the chances fall to? And the majority of the time, they fall to our number 9. Well, Gabriel Jesus has never been a killer in front of goal. Kai Havertz certainly isn't a killer in front of goal. You know, he was absolutely dreadful at Chelsea at times. And, you know, he couldn't hit a barn door, you know. So I look at the players that he's brought in the summer as well. Kai Havertz was a huge call. 65 million pound we spent on him. You know, we could have got Kudos and Tielemans for the same price and maybe even had change as well. So a lot of these decisions and the reason why we find where we are now is down to the manager and his poor decision making. Then also, you know, you look at the bench. The bench isn't exactly the strongest bench, but there are players on that bench that he could get better out of. You know, only 2 seasons ago, Emil Smith-Rowe was scoring 10 Premier League goals for Arsenal. Now he can't even get 5 minutes on the pitch. You look at Trossard, started the season really well. All of a sudden, he's dropped. He's back on the bench. He scores, he assists. Are you back on the bench, mate? We'll play Martinelli instead. Now that he's out of form, we're hoping that he's going to come in and do something because Martinelli's out of form. So a lot of it's man management. A lot of it is, you know, Mikel Arteta, unfortunately. And I'm not a massive fan of Arteta. I don't want to bring everything to his door, but the way I'm seeing things at the moment, it is Arteta's fault, unfortunately.
We're gonna have to leave some meat on the bone and come back to that. But yeah, Souls, what are you saying? Let you do your introduction before we go into general conversation.
Yeah, what do you want me to answer the question of what's going wrong, or?
No, just where do you feel with Mikel Arteta's pressure? Do you think it's going to lead to any movement or an improvement in form? Where do you think we can go from here before we go into the major topics of signings and everything else?
That's the £1 billion question. Can Mikel Arteta drop his stubbornness, his ego-ness, and his ability to just want to win a trophy? Because at the moment, I'll be honest with you, yes, I like the fact he wanted to control the games. He identified a problem last season where our gun-ho method did eventually catch up to us and we did get exposed, especially when Saliba got injured. But the reality of the matter is, you need to combine the two. There has to be flexibility within your approach in each game. This season, I've seen no flexibility. I've seen no ability to change a game. I'm sick and flipping tired. He has to have a transfer window to fix every problem. How many more windows do you need to have to fix a problem? Can you never internally fix it? Can you never look at it and go, the squad I built can't fix any of my problems? That's what I'm getting sick and tired of. It's not a matter of I want Arteta gone, because when you look at the last sort of 5 to 6 games, yes, you can blame it on the manager. Yes, you can blame it on the players, because having 120, 130 shots and only scoring 3 goals is a matter of the players, because all the manager can do is get you into the final third. What you do in the final third is up to you as a player. What decisions you make, whether you take a shot, whether you pass it, whether you do something. The manager can only get you into the penalty area. After that, it's totally on the player decision making. And the same in the defensive part as well. He can't account for Kiwior scoring an own goal. He can't account for the fact that Zinchenko keeps getting ripped. The only thing he can do is take them off in an efficient time, or when he knows that, okay, this is when he's going to start making a mistake. I'll be honest, his in-game management hasn't improved. And how do you have 2 killers on the bench in ESR and Trossard and go, actually, rather than giving you 30 minutes to try and change this game, I'm only going to give you 5 minutes to score a goal? Like, it doesn't, like, my mind can't comprehend some of his decision making. And when it comes to people saying he needs to get a striker and that's what's going to fix it, not necessarily, because he spent how much on this attack? And secondary, this is what's going to trigger everyone on this panel. These players are overhyped. They're overrated, and we've overrated them. And I'll tell you why. All the best players, all the cusp of world-class players can handle being double-teamed. They can handle the fact they get pressured. They can handle the fact they're targeted. And what do we say? Saka's world-class, right? I've never said that, and I'll never say that for a good few seasons. The reality is, if a player's world-class, he can get himself out of a situation of being double-teamed. That's the bare minimum, right?
Yeah, but he's been doing that. It's just
Instead,
no.
Instead, what we do is we cry to PGMOL instead. That's what we do.
Yeah. But the problem is, right, then what happens is you get that section of the fan base that are going to say, but look at his GA. Look, there's plenty of GA players, but you're not affecting the 90 minutes. That's the problem.
No, but let's be careful how we put these players. You know, it's like they're not world class. They've got the potential to be one. Yeah. So please, let's not jump the gun.
No. What I'm saying is, the reason why I say they're overrated is because we start making too many excuses for.
But we all do it. We all do it, guys. Bukayo Saka goes to the World Cup. He goes to Euros. He smashes it last season. He starts off the season semi-difficult, and all of a sudden we're throwing him out and saying he's not that guy that we said he was.
No. I think everyone goes. What I've realized, right, is people like myself and Brandon who criticize these players, you man exaggerate what we say. No one said he's not the guy anymore. No one said that. All we're saying is maybe they're not as good as what we thought at this level at the minute. That doesn't mean that Saka's gone from here to here. No one's calling him shit. All we're saying is maybe the manager, right, and maybe what he did last season, they outperformed their ability. Sometimes players do that. We've seen Michu do it 1 season wonder. Pookie did it 1 season wonder. There's been
Willock did it at Newcastle.
I'm not saying he's a 1 season wonder, but what I'm saying to you is what he's done is he thought they can become touchline wingers. They've never been that.
I want to
back to what they're good at.
I want to spend some time on this because I think this is a perfect topic to segue into. Our attack, guys. What is wrong with the attack? Is it Mikel Arteta solely to blame, or is it the player solely to blame, or a combination of both? I'll let African Gunnar go first on this one.
Yeah, because I think Gunnar...
don't feel free to jump in and interject, and let's have a flowing conversation.
Yeah,
I don't want
absolutely.
To see each person going one by one.
In terms of what Gunnar Sol said, I think he's saying like when Arteta's job is to get the players into the final third, and then that's up to them. I don't agree with that. I think we've been so overcoached that we've taken out that creativity or that uniqueness, that Alexis Sanchez is going to take players on and create something out of nothing. We don't have any of that in our team. We just recycle, we go backwards and backwards. It's like under Unai Emery when we had that horseshoe, right? You could draw a horseshoe around the box, and that's basically the path of where the ball is going. It keeps recycling, and then we're crossing to nobody who can actually score with their head. And then we just keep doing it over and over again. So for me, I think it's been overcoached, and the tactics have been drilled built so hard into these players that's kind of been removed from our game. We don't have that in our game anymore, and you can just see that from your eyes when you watch the game. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't have clear-cut open chances. So for me, that's partly to do with Arteta, but I also think it's partly to do with the players as well. Maybe they're feeling like they're not getting into the right positions. As I said, like, the chemistry is not there. We're not creating those chances. For me, I think Saka's still 2v1 most of the time. He's beating his players. I don't agree with Sol saying that all of a sudden Saka he can't beat two players. I just think, for me, he's just having a bad patch of form, as is the whole team. And in terms of what Souls is saying, I mean, I'm hearing people saying, why is Martinelli smiling in a picture? Like, oh, let's get rid, like, just ridiculous stuff. We are not going to restart this whole team. We spent way too much time to get to this point, and we're not a bad team. There's just small tweaks and fixes that we need to make, and we'll be back on our path.
No one's calling him crap. No one's saying
no. I'm not saying you, but I'm online, right? I'm on Twitter.
Look, this is the first time where Saka's been double teamed, and he still hasn't found a way out of it. Like, when you say, yes, maybe once or twice he beats two men, maybe. But one pattern I'll tell you, right? And mark my words, you'll see it next time it happens. When the fullback gets a yellow card, he stops taking them on.
No, I know, and I've said this to you as well. I think it's a tactic. Like, it's so obvious that when you go in at halftime, you should tell it's both Martinelli and Saka, not just Saka. It's both Martinelli and Saka. When their wing back is a yellow card, they all of a sudden decide, oh, I'm not going to take this man on, and I'm not actually going to try and get him a red card. It's been happening more than this season. It's been the past 2-3 seasons we haven't been doing that. So I just think everyone's having a bad patch of form at the same time. Plus, this Havertz signing is completely, changed everything. Declan Rice, I love him. He's a great player, great signing. But that's also changed the dynamics of the team. Partey goes forward, and I know Belgium loves Partey. And I've been watching some of his videos recently, and a lot of the times when Declan Rice goes backwards or sideways, Partey is making a move that a lot of other players in our team can't make, and then he's releasing the perfect ball over the top.
So are we saying we miss Partey? Are we saying
yes,
we
we do. I'll just add to what Africa gonna say. Yes, we do. To know what we do a lot. When it comes to hitting those 40, 50, 60-yard passes, it's only one player can do that. And when it comes to setting up the tempo of the game, is only one player. Controlling the tempo of the game, one player. I mean, Declan Rice, I like him. Don't take anything away from him, but he hasn't got those attributes. And that is why Jorginho needed to be playing, because Partey is not there. Jorginho needs to be playing. But I don't know why Arteta doesn't trust him much.
You know why? Because he wants to play Havertz. That's why. He's forcing Havertz. He's trying. Because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But why do you think he's playing Jorginho?
He spent so much money on him, right?
No,
he feels like
because he spent money. No, because he spent
Why
money
isn't he playing Emil Smith-Rowe?
Well,
he doesn't rate Emil Smith-Rowe since last season. Emil Smith-Rowe's time is done. No, Belgium. How many times has he been had the opportunity to play Smith-Rowe? And even Fabio Vieira is playing in front of Smith-Rowe. It's been 2 years now.
But guess what?
I agree. 1 second. Me and Souls were talking about this the other day. I'm gonna let Belgium finish, but I do think Emil Smith-Rowe's future at Arsenal is in the balance this season.
He's getting sold in the summer.
Reason being, he can't even get a game against West Ham in the Cup. He can't even get a start in the Premier League. He comes on last minute, throw the kitchen sink at him. Why can't we give him a run of games, an opportunity to actually trust him? If we did trust him, maybe we could get something out of him. But if you give a player 5-10 minutes every 2 games, even Eddie Nketiah said himself, you can't really get the best out of me if I'm only playing 5-10 minutes every 2 seconds. And when I do play, I miss a chance for Bournemouth when we're winning 4-0. I could have made it 5-0. I could have got my first goal of the season, and I'm disappointed at myself. And after the game, you see the guy crying. I get why he's sad. Souls, we tried to compare it to Martinelli, but this is way worse. At this point...
No. It's the same thing. I remember people saying, oh, Arteta hates Martinelli. Arteta's going to sell Martinelli. It's the same conversation. Brother, go back and listen to yourself.
This is worse.
No. I'll tell you why. I'll give you one quote from each side. Yeah, I'll give you one quote from each side.
Anybody else agree with Souls, though?
No. Let me give you one quote. Let me give you
way worse.
Each situation. When Martinelli was injured, what was the quotes that are coming out from Arteta? We are retraining his position, and I'm teaching him how to do certain things. ESR, his training attitude, right, has improved massively, and we are teaching him how to play a new role. Same identical quotes and the same exact treatment for both players.
Well, I'll just say something about Saka and Martinelli. What you have to understand is this season, most of these teams have worked out technically how to stop them. And that's the problem we've got. And again, as Africa Gunnar said, the introduction of Declan Rice has changed the dynamics of the way we play. So
100%.
Arteta has got to fix that. And I believe that he's got the solution because he's been there now for a while. He understands how the game is
I just want
played.
to ask you on that. If he had the solution, why haven't we seen anything? Is this not only? It's been 5 games now. Even preseason, remember against Man U, we couldn't
that's
even
what he
create
did.
chances. It's been a
But
long time.
Against Liverpool, he saw that he brought on Jorginho to support Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic. And
Yeah.
during the first half, assuming that Arsenal, we were 4-0 up, I thought that you and I and Igor will be here having this conversation.
Yeah, agree.
You see, people will say, "Oh,
I think it's because he didn't want to play in Nketiah because we're trying to protect him, so he didn't get cup tied. So there was a spot, and there's no Jesus, so there's a spot, and then that's why Jorginho gets the game. You know,
that's why. So
I disagree slightly with the whole he didn't want to play in Nketiah. I do think when you look at the Community Shield as an example, the way that like Havertz impacted those kind of games is what he was hoping in this. But the problem with Havertz is he's a very hit and miss player. You know, similar to like a lot of players in that game had the same issue where they were taking too many touches in the box. There was a few opportunities where he took it too wide, for example. Nelson took it too wide. It's just hesitancy in front of goal. I think every attacker's confidence at this club.
No, I'll blame Arteta on that.
Just shot.
No, I'll blame Arteta on that because on Sunday, I wasn't expecting Kai Havertz to be playing as a striker because the last 4 games he played, he wasn't playing as a striker. Then all of a sudden, you kind of asking the player to switch back to number 9.
Striker, yeah.
You know, and that's why I understand when, obviously, when you get to the final third, you know, the final decision was so poor. But, hey, that's how football sometimes happens, you know, sometimes thinking that because it's a quick decision, you know. And remember, apart from Kai Havertz, Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and Odegaard, they were scoring goals for fun.
Last season, yeah. But it's because we were hitting fast, like
and
one
we
touch,
were not having
football.
This kind of conversation though. Well, obviously, when it was coming to the summer, and I think I can't remember whether Iga or AK, we were talking about some of them were saying, let's get Osimhen. I do understand that, but not like it wasn't like a kind of overall discussion. People were just coming out with suggestions, right? Yeah. But now everything has changed, and I tell you what. Coming back to the season, coming back again to on 20th, if we win our game against Palace and come to Nottingham, win that, and we got Liverpool at home, I think again we will change. So sometimes
we have to win all 3.
Sometimes I feel like whether it's emotion or sometimes it's just like we're too reactional when it comes to certain things about Arsenal, and we got to calm down a little bit for me, you know, because these are the players.
You can't say fans have to calm down when we've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup first round again, first round of the FA Cup for 3 seasons in a row. You can't say people have been
I think this is the perfect segue to Brandon and Arteta being under pressure. Now, I'm just going to ask you guys, is Mikel Arteta under pressure? Because is he and should he be is 2 different things. Personally, for me, I'm just going to segue this. I'm not going to give you my opinion on it. After you guys are all done, I'll give you my opinion on it. But Brendan, take it away.
I don't think he is under pressure. From a club perspective, from the fan base overall's perspective, I don't think he's under pressure at all. As long as we get Champions League, all is good.
No,
but
I don't
he should
agree.
be under pressure. Yeah, he should be, because at the end of the day, he's had 4 years now with no trophies. He's built this squad, £640 million spent.
Oh, what about the FA Cup?
The FA Cup Belgium that's irrelevant because he won it with a completely different squad to what we
No,
had.
but it still counts. It still counts.
Yeah.
Of course.
Whether it yes, yeah, and I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing that it doesn't count or whatever. It counts, but this squad is not the same. Since he's built this squad, we've won nothing, right? And at the end of the day, football is all about winning trophies. That's what we're here to do. As the third biggest club in the country, as a club that hasn't won a league title in 20 years, never won the Champions League, the aim of it, this whole process, this whole phase thing, at the end goal is to win major honours, right? Yes, okay, from what we've been told by the journalists, we've still got a phase and a half to go. But by now, you would think we could at least win some form of trophy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I look at Manchester City for an example. When Pep Guardiola came into that football club, they took the League Cup or the Carabao Cup really seriously, and they won it 3 years out of 4 in a row. Why did he do that? Because he wanted to breed a winning mentality around that football club, because winning trophies breeds winning mentality, which enables you to go on and win the bigger trophies. So this season, I was looking at it and I was thinking, cool, he got us in a title race last season. We should have won it. We didn't win it. There's various different factors as to why we didn't win it. One of the main reasons being William Saliba injury, right?
And Thomas
now
Partey,
I expect a trophy this season. That's what I expect. That's progress for me. If you go and win me an FA Cup and you maintain a league title charge, that's an acceptable season. And once
what
again,
about if we win the Champions League? Then what happened?
If
we win the Champions League, give him a fucking statue.
Yeah, of course.
If
we win the Champions League, give Mikel Arteta a statue next to Arsene Wenger.
100%.
If we win the Champions League, then he'll have achieved something that no other manager at Arsenal has ever achieved, right? So you can't argue with that, and that's fine. Yeah. But 2 domestic trophies.
Flip it on him. Belgium, do you think we can win the Champions League? Flip it on him. Second, Brendan.
Oh, yeah, I believe. Hey, listen, the final will be at Wembley. Why not? And we've got a chance. Well,
that's the only thing we have left this season, guys, if we're being honest.
Belgium, be honest, bro. Genuinely. You've seen how we played this
we have
season.
A chance.
Do you think we can win the Champions League?
Yes.
Do you know what? Initially, in the beginning of the season, my main goals is to win the league, yeah? And I said if we get to the quarterfinals in the Champions League, I'll take it, right? But guess what? It's a knockout stages. It's a cup game, yeah? We just need to win the first against Porto, yeah? Get to the quarterfinals, do the same things, semis, same things, and the final at Wembley. It's crazy. Yes, I believe so. And the league too. I still believe that Arsenal will
the
do
league
it.
is over.
Come on, man.
We're not going to win every game until the end of the season.
Before Belgium carries on,
win the league.
Can I just remind Belgium something?
Yeah,
we got knocked out in the Europa League to Sporting Lisbon last season. We got knocked out the season before that to Olympiacos. We got knocked out. No, Villarreal. Sorry, Emery's Villarreal. We got knocked out to Olympiacos the season before that. I'm looking at this Porto game with the way that we're playing currently right now. I ain't gonna lie, it's a bit sticky because the thing about us is we're struggling to break down a low block right now. We know
that's why we've gone to Dubai. We've gone to Dubai. They've got to Sunshine.
And look, it's up to Mikel Arteta to sort this mess out. It is. Correct. You're right. But with the way that we're currently playing right now, I'm not going into that game full of confidence.
Well, you have to, because just imagine if you or not, then what do you expect from the players?
No, but they're getting paid, Belgium. They're getting paid. They have to be up for it.
No, we got to be positive, man.
Let me just stop everybody for a second. Around the whole room, do you guys not agree with Belgium? We have better odds of winning the Champions League than we do the league.
Yeah, no, but he thinks we can also win the league, and I'm saying the league is over for me. Champions League is it because we can win a cup competition, and if we get the right draws, then we can make it all the way. I believe so.
Okay. So with an important important topic, you need the most important question. in a team that doesn't have enough experience in the Champions League throughout, and a manager who's not experienced in the Champions League knockout stage at all, do you have enough faith that Mikel Arteta, in his first time managing in the Champions League, Belgium, can manage all the ties and get us to the final?
Do you know what? When Chelsea won it under Di Matteo, did he have any experience? No.
And they got
Did
lucky.
he have? Well, and again,
No.
within
1
Arsenal-
second. Big difference. He had a team experience, played in the Champions League, won
Europe,
league titles. He had an experienced team.
Okay, but we've got players, literally. Thomas has been to the final once, twice with Atletico. You've got Kai Havertz, they've gone to win it. You got Jorginho, they've gone to win it. You've got, So we've got experienced players. We've got players who can kind of galvanize the rest of the teammates. So we can do it. And it's a cup game. I remember when Porto won it, Benny McCarthy, apart from Benny McCarthy from Ajax, the rest didn't have any. They were just a new people. So it's a cup game, and
Experience doesn't matter.
Yes, well, yeah, but that's when they got to put into equations, because football, as I was said, is not mathematics. On a good day, football can go well for you. On a bad day, whoa, like we saw against Liverpool on Sunday.
Yeah.
First half, we were all over them. We should have scored more than 4 or 5 goals at halftime.
Well, okay. Before we move on, I'm just gonna ask the rest of the panel. Anybody else believe we can win the Champions League? Like actually win it?
No, get to the final. I mean, winning it is different, but we can get to the final.
Hey,
So
I believe it.
Souls,
Africa gonna.
look at the camera. What do you think?
What the hell are we talking about? Whoa, what is this?
Look,
We're talking
if we
about
get
Champions
easy
League.
draws, why not?
Brother, 1 second, yeah?
At Wembley.
Pep Guardiola, arguably one of the greatest managers of all time, needed to buy a killer to get Man City to win the league, to win the Champions League. Where's our killers? They were 3-0 up, or what was it, like 2-3 goals up against Real Madrid, and they still got knocked out because they didn't have a killer. Guess who they had? Gabriel Jesus. Are we telling me the same man is gonna go and do it for us?
Oh yeah, but
The
last
same
season.
man who couldn't get them over the line against Real Madrid is gonna do it for us.
No,
Nah,
but
come
guess
on,
what?
brother, what are we talking about?
Wait. Last season, he didn't score. Haaland didn't score in the semi-finals. He didn't score in the final.
But
So
it's
what are we
still
talking
took
about
Haaland
here?
coming in. He scored.
No,
No,
but
Yeah,
he didn't
no, I
score.
hear
he's
what
by
you're saying.
Leipzig or something. But it still took a killer to come in.
But even
And
so,
that's
right,
when they do it.
just to debunk your point there, Belgium, the players that did step up when Haaland wasn't there were Champions
Really
League
good.
experienced players. Gundogan, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
we don't have
we've got
that.
Jorginho. We got Kai Havertz.
Oh,
Jorginho.
they had. By the way, they also had Rodri, who was in the Atletico team.
and
Yeah, Rodri had a crazy season last season.
Haaland had 3 goals, 3 GA versus Bayern, bro. Fair?
And didn't he score like 6 against like RB Leipzig or something in the
Yes.
Yeah, even so, right? Let's just say Man City get
5, no? Or 4?
yeah. Let's say Man City get knocked out, right? You got Real Madrid, you got Bayern Munich. We all know how that went last time we played them. Yeah,
Bro, you couldn't get past West Ham.
I'm not as afraid of Bayern Munich as I
Bro,
was.
Yeah,
You
me
couldn't
neither.
You couldn't get past West Ham in the League Cup. We're talking about
Oh
getting
no,
past
he
Bayern.
got. Wait.
Can't compare the
I'm not
two.
gonna lie.
Listen.
A couple months ago, I was so gassed. I was saying, "Bring me Bayern Munich. I want Bayern Munich." But right now, I don't want Bayern Munich. I don't want
No, I
nobody.
still want Bayern Munich.
But
I
listen,
still want to
but
spank them.
I want
I
revenge
don't
on
even want
Bayern. man.
Porto.
No, forget about revenge issues. Listen, forget about the revenge. But Iga, that's what I said to you. Sometimes football can be funny. West Ham, even 2 weeks ago, when they came to the Emirates, they just sat deep, compact, and they didn't play any. I mean, there was no any expansive football from West Ham. And I tell you what, mark my words, we will go and beat them here at at their stadium. You know,
Okay,
we'll beat them.
before we
Belgium,
get too far ahead of ourselves talking about that, can we just bring it back slightly to our misfiring strikers? How do we solve this before we talk about winning major trophies again?
I'll let Brandon go first if you want.
Let Brendan go. Yeah.
Sign a striker.
We're not signing a
Okay,
striker.
if
Bro. That's the
without
problem.
signing anyone.
We can't sign
No,
any
you can fix this
What?
very easily
Right, hang
without
on.
a striker.
Why can't we sign a striker, first of all? Why can't we?
Oh, Brendan has some
FFP,
logical solutions.
FFP,
Listen to the
FFP,
solutions.
and the price. The
Okay,
price tag.
okay. No,
FFP
These
price.
solutions are
Cool.
FFP worthy.
okay. Let me explain it to Brandon. Apart from that, the way we play, the way Arsenal, yeah, Arteta system, right, is like a quick movement, yeah, pacey, and as a striker, you got to drop deep, and that's what Gabriel Jesus
Yeah,
is
but
been doing
currently, Belgium.
to allow Saka and Martinelli to go ahead of him,
Yeah, but currently,
and again if you need a striker, you need a transformational striker, and we can't get anyone. We
Yeah,
can't go and get
that's true.
Osimhen right now.
okay, cool. Yeah, but currently, what Arteta is trying to do isn't working, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not even saying you have to go get a striker that's going to be a starter, right? If you want to play Jesus, you want to play Martinelli, you want to play Saka, and that's Arteta's thing, cool. But give us somebody who offers something different off the bench. And I know you're going to say
no
Eddie
one.
Nketiah, Belgium. Eddie Nketiah doesn't offer anything different. That's
He
the
does.
sticking point.
How
No,
many
he
goals
doesn't.
has he scored? How many
No,
goals has he
no,
scored
but
so
we
far?
know
No,
it's
no,
just this
no,
season.
you're
and
missing
the
my
fact
point.
that-
I have to be
The
honest.
fact that you're
Wait,
bringing
We have
that
the
up and
same
saying,
love.
he is
Wait.
means something
Are
is
you
wrong.
saying
Belgium,
Eddie
Belgium.
Nketiah is a
Hang
difference
on.
maker?
You're
He's a-
missing
No,
my point.
he's pulling the fact that he's the top goal scorer in the team right now. So
Oh,
But
that's,
you're missing my point, Belgium. You're missing my
Yeah.
point, right?
Mhm.
When I say offer something different, when Arsenal are playing that ticky-tacky ball around the box like we are doing now, and we're creating chances, but we're not finishing them off. When you need to offer something different is when you get into them positions and you can't break teams down, and all of a sudden it's time now to put the ball in the box. Let your big physical aerial man win headers in the box. We can't put the ball in the box right now because we have nobody in there who can go and win it. Gabriel Jesus is never in the right position. He's not tall enough, and he's not a big
Well,
physical
yes,
guy
well,
that
yeah.
wins aerial duels anyway. So my solution to this is, right, cool. Arsenal can't afford to spend 100 million right now on Ivan Toney. Arsenal can't afford to buy the long-term solution striker right now. So
This is not the right time. Yeah.
look at the chances that Kai Havertz had against Liverpool the other day.
Nketiah will have scored those ones, man. Trust
Hang
me.
on.
At least one of them.
Look
Yo,
at the
Belgium,
chance. Yeah.
you got
Look
the
at the
question in the
chances.
chat.
Look at the chances that Kai Havertz had the other night, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I agree. I think even Nketiah would have scored one of them.
scored.
But
Yeah.
But he's not on the pitch.
But there's a striker in the Saudi league currently right now who
Ronaldo.
would finish them chances. Karim
No, but you don't want. Come on, man.
Benzema.
That'll be another cry.
No.
You bring in another issue.
Why are
You
you
don't
guys
want
saying
that.
no to
Nah,
Karim Benzema?
Hang on.
I mean, I take
Hang
it,
on.
but it's
He's
short term.
36. He's 36 years old. Yeah.
Mhm.
Get him on a 6-month loan, and he finishes a lot of these chances that we are creating, right? And however, people will sit there and say, "Yeah, but he's carrying too much baggage in terms of his wages." Okay, cool. Here's another solution for you. Go and get Alexandra Mitrovic on loan for 6 months. Somebody who's tall, physical, who offers something different, right? Because we're all sitting there saying Ivan Toney's the guy.
You know what that
Mitrovic is
gives
very
me?
similar.
You know what that gives me though? That's giving me Weghorst vibes.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but like I
Kinda
said,
work.
he doesn't have to be the first choice. He
No,
could be an option coming off the bench. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with
The
Brandon.
thing is
And
that
it's a loan.
with the Ivan Toney stuff, yeah, I've heard a lot of that binary questions about, oh, we need a striker. It's in between. It's yes or no.
Oh,
The
what?
way we played. But if Ivan Toney, I don't mind, getting Ivan Toney as an option, because what he will be bringing is the
Oh, you gotta
variations.
go?
No. It's 2 years. You have to be in Saudi.
2 years.
You can't.
Yeah.
So you're telling me none of those players can leave?
No, they
Unless
can,
they
but then you have to pay
the
UK
Saudi
taxes
league to
on their
come
money.
in.
They have to pay UK taxes on their money.
Let me just make this quick point. Ivan Toney options, fantastic. Because at least in terms of, as you said, the ball into the 18 yard.
Is not good enough. I'm sorry.
Who? Ivan
Don't
Toney is good.
He's not good enough.
He's good. He'll be good.
No,
In terms of a
he's not good
variation.
enough. He's not good enough for where we want to get to.
He's
If
having
you
just a good patch.
If you buy
Listen.
Dominic Solanke to take Arsenal to win the league or the
No,
Champions League,
no.
he's not gonna do
Solanke. No, do you know what Ivan Toney is very good at? Those balls in the 18 balls.
No.
He
But
can
I'm
hit
not
them.
talking about Ivan Toney. I'm talking about Dominic Solanke.
Oh no.
Ivan Toney, he's not coming either. You
No,
know
he's not
why?
coming. No. I listened to his interview. He's not coming.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't just leave a club like Brentford just like that. So
After they trusted him.
You know,
So
they
my
stick with him.
question to everyone is it worth waiting until the summer to go get a Victor Osimhen?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
if it's because
He wants to
I
go to
don't know,
Chelsea.
but yes.
Why do we keep talking about him? He's gonna go to Chelsea.
Why is he gonna go to Chelsea?
Dude,
Well,
they
for
want to do a
footballing
pre-agreement
reasons.
with him. They're already
I'm
flirting
not
with
gonna
him.
lie.
Money.
He's an absolute
No. They're just
if he goes to
rumors.
Chelsea over Arsenal.
No. I'm sure that he's gonna end up at Chelsea. Watch.
But we don't know yet.
Not
That's
for
what we said
winning.
about Declan
For
Rice.
money.
That's what we said
All
about
right.
Declan Rice.
So we'll get Victor Osimhen in 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons time. That's good.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, Osimhen is not realistic for me.
We'll
I would
start
love
from
him. But
Chelsea.
I don't think so.
Fuck's sake.
But there
The
should
problem
be,
is,
you
the
know
problem
what?
is, right, is if we don't
Get
go and
Vlahovic. Get
No,
Vlahovic.
the problem is if
Nah.
we don't go and get an Ivan Toney or we don't go and get a Victor Osimhen, I don't see any other strikers out there that can really.
Vlahovic. 50
No,
mil.
Vlahovic ain't the guy,
He
bro. I'm
meets
telling you,
everything.
Vlahovic
He
is
does
that guy,
everything that
bro.
Tony
he's
does.
not the guy. You need level
Bro,
raisers. If you're going
all
to
I
win
have to
major
say is-
honours, you need level raisers like
No,
Haaland
Vlahovic
and
is
but
better than
listen.
Jesus and better
Bro,
than
if we
Nketiah.
end
No,
up-
And he can hold
Iga,
up
can
play,
I say
score
something?
headers,
Do you remember?
kicks, long distance
if-
penalties.
if-
What more do you want?
If we end up with a Jonathan Davids, well, the guy's not better than friggin'
No, but
Balogun.
Miguel, that guy is still raw. He's not like a
He's
finished
not
product,
even-
and I guess
that's my
Vlahovic isn't
point.
either. But
That's my point. He's not better than Balogun at this moment in time.
We're
We
gonna
know
end up
he's
in
better than
Nicholas
Balogun.
Jackson,
He's better
aren't
than
we?
Balogun. Come on,
No,
relax.
we
No,
can't.
but
Nicholas Jackson.
no,
Yeah,
but
we're
No,
gonna
not
go
Nicholas
for
Jackson.
we're gonna go for another
Jonathan
Chelsea
David is
retake,
better
wait,
aren't we?
guys.
Let's
Wait,
be
wait,
real,
guys.
innit?
Balogun.
Wait. Actually, it's gonna be Armando Broja.
Oh, guys,
That's the
I
guy.
got
No,
the answer.
please.
I got the
This is
answer.
exactly to my point,
Not another
right?
Chelsea
I got the
player.
answer.
do you know what?
One
Let me
second,
say
one
something.
second.
Let me say
I
something.
got the answer. I got the answer, guys. Here's the answer. Ivan Toney has a hush-hush agreement to leave in the summer from Brentford. We already are going to give them money for Raya, and then we're going to give them another 80 million for Ivan Toney.
No, here's
Yeah,
the
and the-
answer. Don't buy David Raya for the 30 million. Sell Nelson and Nketiah and Smith Rowe. Take all that money and actually go buy Vlahovic or whoever it is, Jonathan David. I mean, why are we flirting with Mbappe right
Africa
now?
Ghana.
So-
Okay, wait.
So
Africa
you're not
Ghana.
a fan of Raya?
Wait.
No, Egal, no, not
We
for
buy.
20, 30 mil.
Wait. We selling Ketia. We set this, yeah, and we
Yeah.
buy Vlahovic. What about if he pick up an injury? Then what happens? We don't have
Well, it's
anyone
part of it. It's a
as an
risk.
option
It's a
again.
risk we have to take.
You
It's
the
a risk.
same people will be
It's a
saying, "Oh,
risk.
let's go into the market." That's
No.
not Nketiah.
Let me clear this up. Let me
Nketiah,
clear this up.
wait. Let me say
Okay, go
something.
Yeah.
When it comes to Nketiah, we didn't pay anything for Nketiah.
Yes.
Yeah, he came
Except
in
paying
through
his
the
wages
academy.
and stuff. Yeah.
He came in through the academy. He's our second choice striker, right?
Yeah, wearing number 14.
And again, to
Jonathan
how many
David is
games?
ass.
In terms of games, how many games has he
He's
been
played
given the
50%
chance?
of the games this
Wait.
season. He started.
Well, now you could count the number of games, and again, if you're looking at the stats, how many goals has he scored so far compared
Yeah,
to every
6,
single?
7.
Listen, compared to Liverpool's second choice striker or first choice striker that they paid 80 mil for, compared to Aston Villa, compared to
You can-
Newcastle, Isaac, that they
Okay.
paid 50 million
Okay.
for.
Why
So
are
we
we
didn't pay anything for Nketiah.
Yeah, but
So that
Belgium, he
love-
scored a hat trick
You
in
can't
one
love-
game.
compare. Those are wrong
that love,
comparisons.
that love you
Belgium,
guys show
let them rebuttal.
different players. Could this again to show that love to Nketiah, please?
Belgium,
Because
he scored a
Nketiah
hat
needs
trick.
that
No,
love.
man.
Belgium, he scored 5 goals this season.
What?
And
And
3
Yeah,
of them
how
come in
many
one
goals
game.
that Gabriel Jesus scored? How many goals that what's his name? Nunes scored for Liverpool?
Oh, are you saying?
Alvarez.
Yeah, but Nunes
One
sucks.
second.
Alvarez.
One
That's how
second.
you do your comparisons, man.
One second.
No,
Alvarez, how
you
many
need to
goals?
be comparing to Man City's second striker who scored how many
Alvarez,
goals
how
this
many goals?
season?
He only scored 6 goals. 6.
No, he scored
No,
more than
6.
Nketiah.
And he's been
Scored more
starting.
than Nketiah.
No, I'm telling you, go and check it out. And he's been
Okay.
playing week in, week out. He plays more games
Yeah,
than
he is playing more.
Nketiah.
You're right. He is playing
Are
more.
you
He's
saying
playing more.
put respect on Eddie
That doesn't-
Nketiah's name?
That doesn't debunk the
Huh?
point that And
Yeah, you
That
should
Nketiah,
put
Nketiah is not
respect
the
and
man.
love
I
on
know.
Nketiah's
Nketiah
name.
scored 5 goals this season.
Love.
3
How
of
many?
them
Listen,
have came
on
in one game.
Sunday we were crying for goals. 8 minutes to the end, that's when he was introduced. So what do you expect Nketiah to do? He came in 8
No,
I
minutes.
agree. By the way, I
What do you
agree.
expect the poor boy, the poor chap? What do you expect him to do?
Belgium.
Nothing.
Let's level this talk, right? I never rated Nketiah, but I've seen so much improvement in him, and I've been one of the fans that, you know, when he came in for Gabriel Jesus, he's been good, and even sometimes this season he's been good. But there's been games this season he's not in the game at all. Like he's
No,
not
it
in the
depends.
game, and
It
we can't have that. We
the
can't
game
have that.
against Fulham.
Uh,
Listen, the game against West Ham, low blocks. That's what you need in Nketiah, because when it
Away
comes to
from
his
home.
attacking,
Away from home.
even away from home, even the game. No, well, the one we played them against, wasn't it at the Emirates?
Oh,
But guess what? Let me just say this: when it comes to attacking movement, Nketiah is very good.
He
He
is,
can
and he
read the
works
game.
hard.
Yeah,
So
he can
so
read
is
the
Kai
game.
Havertz.
Yeah, and so is Odegaard. Everyone has to work hard
we're
in our
talking about
team.
Kai Havertz. Let me just finish with Nketiah. When it comes to shooting off players, yeah, defenders, he's got that attribute to his game. When it comes to decision making, that's when there's a problem. And that decision making is got to be coached. You know, sometimes don't go in, sometimes step out, sometimes just stay. Don't don't drop. But with the way we play Arsenal, you got to be dropping deep.
Let me say this. We got some super chats in the building. First things first. Jerome saying this is super chat break. So shout out to everyone. Don't forget, title sponsor for the show today. You guys already know who it is. We got SofaScore in the building. We're back, people. Anyways, let's continue. So what I was going to say was we're going to go to these two super chats, and then we're going to keep it on the Eddie and Nketiah topic for 1 second. But we got some super chats. First one coming in saying, stop comparing Eddie. He's asked whether he starts or comes on as a sub. I think he's better as a starter, but of course, anybody would be as a starter, coming on as a starter rather than a substitute. He doesn't give us impact off the bench. Do you think? I don't think he gave us any impact off the bench for the 2 seasons that he's been here. He's always scored or contributed when he's on. Actually, he got assists, didn't he?
Yes, he did. But Igor,
It's
you
not
can't give him.
consistent. That's the
You
problem.
can't
It's not
listen.
consistent.
No,
Let me.
but
I'll come back to you in a second. There's one more super chat. Ilyas, big up Ilyas, saying big up Uncle, a
big up to
Belgium
you, Elias.
right legend in the right thing. Yeah, man. Ilyas, a Liverpool fan, shouting you out. Big up Ilyas, doing your thing, bro. Shout out to you. And yeah, anybody else want to submit a super chat or give us a comment in the comment section? Let us know. Let me just see if there's any member chats in the chat right now. Is there any member chats that we need to get to? We need to stop talking about 22-year-old youngsters. A Mexican international striker.
Get Raul Jimenez from Fulham. Why is no one talking about that?
Yeah,
That's a cheap option that could be decent. You know, if we don't have the money.
We need to stop thinking like we're a developmental club. Look at Manchester United with Rasmus Højlund. Look at Chelsea with Nicholas.
Yeah, but that guy came to a new league. Jimenez has been playing in the Premier League. He's been scoring.
Yeah, but what about Nketiah? Nketiah has been there for a while.
No, but Raul Jimenez is better than Nketiah. Ask anyone on this panel.
How many goals?
No,
but you look at how many goals they've scored.
Respect us. Danny Ings on loan. Put some respect on Arsenal Football Club's name. The standards are on a different level. We can't be doing that kind of stuff. Havertz in the Champions League is good. Yeah, I guess so.
Now, how many goals does it? He hasn't scored many. He only scored 1 goal, isn't he?
In the final.
He won.
He won the competition.
Oh yeah, he won the competition actually. Yeah, he did. That was his goal against City.
Definitely was his goal, and he definitely won it against City. But hey, that is that. Let's continue, guys. Eddie,
yeah, I just want to say something on the striker situation. If we're not going to get a striker, the answer to the question is we need to play much faster. We're way too slow. By the time we get to the halfway line, we're looking for passes. We're not playing balls in behind. We need to change tactics, and we have no plan B. We have zero plan B.
Bro,
You know,
it's
sometimes
so-
when we
it's
play
so
against low
simple.
block, wait, let me finish this point. Sometimes when we play against low block, it's so obvious. Shoot from distance, shoot from distance. Like, it's so obvious, and like, we don't do it, and it's the tactics. Like, Arteta needs to tell these, like, it's obvious as a player, you need to know, and then you see Declan Rice in the last 20 minutes of the game, he realizes, and then he starts to take shots, and we know he's like, it's not as bad as Thomas Partey when Thomas Partey used to shoot from distance, but you know what I mean? Like, we can't just expect Declan Rice to be the guy who's all of a sudden trying to score from long range because he's the only one who's realizing, okay, we need to change our tactic. This isn't working, right? And that's a huge problem we've been seeing for a long time. Shoot from distance. Odegaard always trying to make that, through the ball, through the legs pass. It looks beautiful, but we need to score goals. Like, even the shot that he had that hit the post, he didn't have to smash it. He just needed to place it. We need to have shooting drills. Straight
You
up.
come to the African Ghana. Do you know what? This is so funny. When I'm on the ground, sometimes people will be shouting, shoot, shoot, shoot. And I always say to the guys, normally sit next to me, I say, no, stop this. Because the thing is that, listen, this guy, they're on the pitch, yeah? You have to make a decision. You can't just shoot anyhow. I understand what you're saying. Extra touch in the final third, they got to stop it. They got to be quick. They got to be quick. But the thing is that, how come, do you know what, Arteta, for me, Kai Havertz, he needs to kind of redefine again the position for Kai Havertz. And again, to whether Kai Havertz should be coming in as a sub, but it should not be starting. Because that quick flow.
He's disrupting it. He's holding the ball too much.
He's holding on to the ball. And sometimes his body move. That's my own views though. Sometimes his body orientation, sometimes towards the ball, kind of slows down the flow of the ball. I've seen him a couple of times, Martinelli, and again to Declan Rice, it can't set up the tempo of a game. So to now, Partey is off. Jorginho needs to be playing, because if Jorginho plays alongside Declan Rice, then we'll have a bit of fluidity and people forward can score. But they got to teach them how to score. And it's coaching, and they can do that. Last season, they were scoring goal for fun. So we should believe in them.
Yeah, but you know what? Because we weren't thinking. It was all natural. It was natural. They knew instinctively, okay, I'm going to shoot. And we were getting in really good positions.
They were the same players. Saka was scoring.
Now Saka's missing obvious chances.
We got to believe in them. For me,
guys, let me pause it for a second and bring Gunnar Souls and Brendan in, because I feel like they haven't spoken much. What are your solutions, guys? Because you guys haven't been able to say much lately.
It's so simple. It's not even about we need to go buy anyone in the market. We fix up Gabriel Jesus' knee, get him some bionic knee, right, and make him do what he was doing last season. Alternatively, right, what we do is turn Martinelli into the position he is. He's a striker. He's a heads down, runs down. He is a goal-scoring striker. Right, and get a proper winger, because the reality is, right, if you want to play this touchline wide wingers and not as an inside forward, then you're not using Martinelli to his strength. What was the best time that we had when Gabriel Jesus first came in? He would go onto the left. Martinelli drifted centrally, and that's when we had the most success from Gabriel Jesus' output and also Martinelli's output. The simple solution is this: Martinelli's shot creation and shot output this season has actually decreased because he's away from goal. Secondary to that, Ben White no longer overlaps. So when we talk about, for example, Granit Xhaka and his involvement in goal, guess where it came from? Ben White overlapping and whipping the ball in. That's where Granit Xhaka got his success. The reality is people are going to scapegoat Kai Havertz and say, look, he's not doing this, he's not doing this, he's not doing this. But the reality is Ben White whipping those balls in anymore? No. Or whoever plays in that right back position. That's the other problem. And that will solve your Saka issue, because Saka now has support. He no longer has to be in the stands with the fans. He can actually be in front of goal, where he can use his left foot to whip it around, right? Rather than talking to the fan. And that's what you get. Because that's the only tweak we made last season. From this season to last season, Ben White doesn't overlap. Martinelli and Saka are no longer closer to goal, which is affecting them, right? And Jesus, or the central player, is being told to be the striker. We don't want to play with a striker, but all of a sudden we want to turn them into strikers. No, just go back to the fluid front three. I want a fluid front three. Let them rotate. Let them do what they were doing. And that improves it. If you can't go into the market. If you can go into the market, then you're set up for a striker. You can get an Ivan Toney. You can get that target man like a Dusan Vlahovic. If you can't, change it. That's why I say he needs to drop his stubbornness, his ego of this control. Now, this is the perfect time to go back to last year's tactic. There's no burnouts. We've only got 2 competitions. We've got enough of a squad to go full out and just go all out attack and just steamroll these teams.
Well said. Well said. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And as he said, Ben White. But remember, Ben White, that's not natural.
Injured.
He's
He's
natural.
injured.
No, but it's not even a natural right back though. That's not his main position.
He's not injured.
He's a centre back.
Who said that?
He is. He's
No,
carrying a knock.
He's not.
He's carrying a knock
centre
and
back.
Saka as well.
What a load of rubbish.
No, it's a
Everybody
centre
No, come on, it's obvious. In some games you can
come
see
on.
it.
Everybody believes the PR that this football club puts out. Oh, Bukayo Saka's carrying the Achilles knock. Oh, Ben White's carrying a knock. They played 90 minutes against Liverpool. What are you talking
Liverpool.
Yeah,
about?
but there's no choice. Who else are you going to play at right back? He has no choice.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has
no,
no
he's
choice.
got
That
Reece
one.
Hang on. He's got Reece Nelson, who was his best attacking player that he decided to take off and leave Bukayo Saka on the pitch. It's a load of nonsense, bro. Come on.
Yeah. But the Saka argument, he plays no matter what. He can break his leg and he'll still play. Arteta won't take him off.
and
We
that's
know
the-
that.
Can I say on the Ben White one, right? So Ben White played against PSV when we were through already. We were top of the group. There was no chance of second, and he still played. So he's not carrying a knock. If he's carrying a knock,
but
don't play
who
that
else?
game.
Were you going to play Cedric?
Who
You're gonna
cares?
play Cedric?
Look, you're guaranteed first.
why not?
The
Why
game
not?
means
Why not? Cedric is a good
shit.
player.
Yeah,
It's
that
not-
game
it's
specifically,
not
I
gonna
agree
do
with you.
nothing.
That
It's
game, I
nil.
agree.
You go lose 10-0, you're still finishing top. You go lose
I
Cedric
agree
is
on
a
that
good player.
game.
Cedric, why not?
Who
Cedric is a
cares?
good player. We got to be.
No,
Do you know what?
Belgium, please. Let's
The
not
problem-
start on
no, no,
Cedric. He
do you
should
know
never
what?
even be here.
No. But the problem I got with Arteta again too, it's just that when you look on the bench, you got those players there. Why don't you give them a chance? You got to trust your bench. You got to say, you know what? Let me bring them on. You know the game against City, we played against City in our home. The timing of the subs, fantastic. The personnel, fantastic. Then what
Change
happened?
the game. We
We beat City 1-0. So I'm there thinking, oh, Arteta is good now. He's getting there. But it's like switching again. So you got to believe. It's got to believe that those guys coming off the bench, they can do the business. But you got to give them time, not giving them 8 minutes or 10 and expect them to come on the pitch and do something. Because as a footballer, before you get sink into the flow of the game, it takes time. You got to warm up to it. Then the next thing is like, 8 minutes, and end of the game. So
Bro, 1 second. Let me just stop you there. Brendan's gonna have to go. By the way, Chelsea lost 1-0 in the first leg against Middlesbrough.
Against Middlesbrough. Well, there's a second half. Yeah, they scored in that first half. I was watching that game earlier.
Mental. But guys, Brendan's gonna have to go. We're gonna stay for another like 10-15 minutes, hopefully. But Brendan, did you have anything to say before you go, bro?
No, just to kind of add to what Belgium was saying there. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Mikel Arteta is not a good manager. That's the problem. He's a good coach, just not a good manager. And that's, you look at his in-game substitutions, his decision-making, substitutions. It's like prime Arsene Wenger with his 75th minute substitutions. Do you know what I mean? That don't affect the game. And this is the problem with Arteta. But, I agree with what Sol said. He has to fix this in-house. If we can't go into the market, he has to fix this in-house. And we're going to see just how good of a tactician Super Mick Arteta is, or if he's copying Pep's homework. Who knows? We'll see.
That's a good saying.
That's what Brendan. He's a super Arteta, man. He's cool. Don't worry. We'll come back here and you praise him, man. You give him his flowers.
He will definitely. If things are going well, he won't shy away from praising the manager.
Just on Brandon's point, when he says about changing things, I think if we were going to change, we would have already done it. Like, that's my issue. Like, what other, like, he would have, it's obvious, we would have changed something. We haven't changed something because there's nothing else. And that's why I think we need to go in the transfer window and get something. It doesn't have to be the striker. It just needs to be something. We just need to freshen up something. We need to tweak something small, take Havertz out, get another midfielder. Maybe Thomas Partey comes back in like 3 weeks. Then we push Declan Rice up, then Partey's back, and then that could completely unlock the whole team. The whole
conversation about Thomas Partey, though? Can we have a serious conversation about Thomas Partey? He's unreliable.
No, I know,
No,
I
but you
agree.
can't say that.
We wanted to sell him
No,
in
no.
June.
Egal, I've
Oh,
told
Belgium,
you offline.
Belgium.
No,
I know
no.
we all love Thomas Partey.
Yeah, we
but
love
the
him.
reality is he is the most unreliable player in this team at this moment.
No,
And
you
he
can't
never
say
had
that.
injuries
La-
before this. It's
Wait,
just
wait.
unlucky.
Last season, do you know last season how many games did they play last season?
33.
Majority, like
He missed, all
70%.
the major
Okay,
games, though.
right. And the thing is that the problem is that I always say to people, he had an operation this season, yeah. Do you know that? And it takes time to. There's no way that he could just have an operation and come back. You know, that's one. Secondly, most of the stuff that he's picking up is not that when he's at home though. It's when he's playing for the club. Do you understand? So you
Yeah, he's
can't say.
always available
And
to come
again,
out.
too, he's in his 30s. So listen, his body can't take. It can only take much. And that's what people need to understand. When I heard that, availability, yeah, it's true. But hey, do you think that he's happy to be sitting down and
Of course not.
it's
Of course
No,
different
no,
not.
no.
stuff?
But we're a football club, not a hospital. Like if you're not
Yeah, as
available
No,
well.
but
to
he pick
play,
up the injury.
we've got.
Okay, but do you see that? The same vibes or the same energy, yeah, we channel towards Thomas Partey issues. Why don't we channel the same thing towards Gabriel Jesus?
We do.
Because
Or
he
other
came, he
players in the
just
room?
came. It's only
But
been
we
2
don't see
years.
that. We don't see
It's
that.
only been 2
No, no, no.
years.
But we have bigger
That's
issues.
the problem I have
Jesus
with
isn't
Arsenal
just his
from
injuries.
sometimes.
It's the fact that he's not a killer. We're all talking about
Yeah,
getting a
there's 2
striker.
issues with Jesus.
Yeah. So we talk about
Yeah.
the bigger issue, which is his lack of ability to score
Yeah,
like more than maybe 15 goals guaranteed. So we do
agreed.
speak of him, but just not about his injuries.
And I love Jesus, by the way. I
Whereas
always
with
fight for
Thomas
him that he
Partey, the
provides more.
conversation with Thomas
midfield.
Partey is not his ability. His ability is exactly what we need. But the problem with Thomas Partey is he's not there when we need him. He's missed most of the Man City games. He's missed some of the Spurs games. He's missed some of the United games. He's missed some of these big clashes where we really need him. And that's the problem.
No, I don't. I don't think I'll share that view because the game against Tottenham is the big team. He was there. He scored the goal. The game
Yeah, but
against,
that's one
the game
game.
against Manchester. The game against City, both apart from the only one that we lost to them at home, but the second the away game last season he played and we lost. Right, this season it's played in both them. Yeah, the Charity Shield. He was playing throughout the whole 90 minutes. I was there at Wembley. In fact, he had it. He even had an issue with his head because he had to have a bandage over his head.
Yeah.
Well, the second game, which was in the league, he came on as a sub. Then we beat them. Right. So sometimes when I heard people saying, "Oh, he's not being, it's me missing in big games," I'm there thinking, even Gabriel Jesus, when the players pick up a knock on injury, he can't. No one's legislating for that. But the thing is that they didn't pick it up at home, though. It's why
It doesn't
playing for
matter
the
where they
club.
picked up. They could have picked it up
It's
doing
why
it.
they're playing for the club.
I'm not saying what the
It's why
reason
that they're
behind it
playing.
is,
So
or where they did it, or how they did it.
Listen, sometimes we got to understand this and
No.
support these players.
Look,
We got to understand this and
we're a
support these
football club.
players.
There is no sentiment. If we keep having this sentiment, we ain't going to win anything.
It's not about sentiment.
Exactly, I agree.
But you got to look after the welfare of the player.
Has Thomas Partey
the
contributed
well-being.
yet?
Yeah, by the way, Souls, he hasn't even played 50% of the games since he signed for the club. I'm pretty sure. I know.
But this is
It's
what
not
I'm
his
trying
fault.
to say. But the problem is, right, we keep Thomas Partey in hopes that he can stay fit. We don't sign a replacement. We don't sign a backup. We're not signing anything.
But you can't just get a replacement just like that. Everyone, you know what? I've been to some of the spaces where at one point people
So then what do we do? Okay, so he can't play. We can't sign a replacement. So then what do we do? We need to change the way we play.
And it's a big part of our team.
But wait, that's what I'm trying to say. I've been to some of the spaces where people were saying, Declan Rice was an upgrade on Partey. And I have to go on and say to them, no chance. Don't do that, please. Declan Rice will be happy to learn from Partey.
How about this? Let me tell you this. Declan Rice, if you want to say he's not an upgrade on Partey, he's more available than Partey. In that case,
how old is he? He's 24.
Guess what?
31.
Guess what? That's why he's an upgrade. He's younger.
He's
more available.
They're not the same type of profile player.
And
Like
guess what? This season, Man City at home, he was on the bench. He came on. He made a big difference. I agree. He's good when he comes on.
That's who you need. That's who you need. Those are the attributes. Declan Rice hasn't got that.
When we need him away at Newcastle, where is he? When we need him away at Aston Villa, where is he?
But that's what we had.
away at Liverpool.
No,
where
but Jorginho is not even
when
close
we
to his
need him,
level.
when
Like,
we
not
need
even
him,
close.
no,
one
but
second.
to control
When we
the
need
game,
Thomas
Jorginho
I know
came
what
out.
you're saying. I know what you're
when
saying.
we need Thomas Partey, he's at the hospital. That's the
No.
problem.
Oh, last season did we not have him?
He was
last
good.
season?
Most of last season, he was
Yeah,
fit.
we
Last
had him in
season-
most of the
last
games.
season-
So what's
Yeah.
we had him?
Last
Yeah.
season, in the biggest game of the season, he was sick.
He wasn't there. Man City.
No, he
And
was
then-
there.
and then
Man
when he
City.
did, when he
At
did
home.
return,
No,
but
that's
even
what I
when,
said,
even
at
when he
home,
returned, what did
he
he
was
do in the
there
last
last
7, 8
season
games?
at home.
Wait,
He
he
wasn't
gave
there.
Kevin De Bruyne an assist, bro.
No.
Let's be honest.
Listen.
Thomas Partey
Tomiyasu gave an
Hey.
assist too.
Thomas
Tomiyasu gave
Partey
an
on his
assist.
day.
Thomas
Partey
didn't
on
give
his
no
day.
assist.
Thomas Partey on his day when he's ready, fully fit, is a great player. But that doesn't come
No.
too often right now. And we have not seen the best of him for at
We've
least
seen the best of him, man. Listen,
no.
We have
that's
seen
why
the
we
best of him
struggle.
last
not
season.
this season. Not
Wait,
this season.
No,
last
that's what. Listen, that's why we kind of, when you look at Declan Rice, you say no. He's still got a lot to
Declan
learn.
Rice is the future. Thomas
He's still
Partey.
got to learn to add to his game. You know, you can't.
But
I would
this
get
type of
1
game,
second,
when it
Belgium.
comes to
I
progressing the
would
ball,
sell Thomas Partey in January if I could.
Yes.
You do what?
Unfortunately.
I would sell Thomas Partey in January.
That'll be crazy. That'll be a crazy decision.
Bro,
You got-
you bring me
And
Wait.
Arsenal-
If he's
You
not
bring me
available till
Onana?
March, then
that'll
yes.
be crazy.
If you bring me Onana,
will not follow you
if
on
you
that.
bring me Onana, I'm good.
No,
I don't need
Onana
Thomas
hasn't got
Partey.
that attribute, bro. Onana
Guess
has
what?
not got that
Guess what?
attribute.
Yeah, but
Guess
he's
what
gonna
Onana
play.
has?
He's gonna play. He's gonna be
Guess what
available.
Onana has?
You listen, I said it
Guess what Onana
to
has?
set up I said it earlier on, to set up the tempo of a game. It's only one player can do that right now at Arsenal. That's Thomas.
We're not
To
disagreeing.
control, listen, but that's what you need to control
But
the
that's
tempo
so
of the
where-
But he
game.
where
doesn't
is he?
play.
Listen.
He's not
No,
available.
No,
let me ask
listen.
Belgium one
He
question.
didn't pick
Where
up
is
the
he?
injury from nowhere. He didn't pick it up from his house.
No, Belgium.
No, we
Where is
know,
Thomas
He
Partey?
didn't pick it up
No,
from his dad.
Simple
He was
question.
playing for
Where
Arsenal.
where is Thomas Partey? Why can't we play him?
Well,
Just
he
simple
just
question.
had an operation.
No,
He had an
excuse, not
operation.
excuse.
He's back now.
What's
He's coming
happened to
back.
Thomas
He's coming
Partey,
back. The
you
boiler
are
is coming back.
arguing-
So
He's coming
against
back.
Liverpool,
He's coming
where was
back.
Thomas Partey? Why
He's coming
did
back.
Thomas Partey
He said it.
not
He's
play?
coming back. No
but
Partey.
from what?
No Partey.
He's coming back
He's
from
coming
what?
back.
Party
No
from
Partey.
house?
No,
Did he
listen.
give birth?
Listen. No
Like, what's the
Partey. No
reason?
Partey. He's coming
Reason?
back.
What's
Very
the
soon.
reason?
He's
Can I
coming
say
back.
something?
He's coming back.
Can I say
He's
something?
injured. He's injured,
No
right?
Partey.
Oh.
No Partey. He's coming back.
Yeah,
He's
Say
coming back.
something.
This is the best comment. 100% Egal. I'm not sure what this dude is arguing about. What are you arguing?
Yeah, let me say something.
We're not disputing
Belgium.
the
We
quality.
Belgium.
No,
we
no,
totally,
because he got.
wait. Let me
tell
say
them-
something.
Go on.
Belgium, we totally agree with you, by the way. We love Thomas Partey. We know he's so good. The problem is, it doesn't matter what game. I know you're saying Man City, Man U, I don't care, but I want him to be every game. That's how important he is.
No, but
to
you
the
can't
team,
get
how much
that.
we
You can't
depend on
get
him.
that.
He needs to be
Africa
there
gonna
every
listen.
game.
You
And if he
cannot.
can't play, we need
Kevin
to
De
move on
Bruyne.
and we need to figure out another plan
Listen,
because
from
we're suffering.
City, do you know from City, Kevin De Bruyne, how many games did he play last season?
No, I know, but we can't compare because the whole rest of their team is so good. We only have so
that's
many
why
superstars
Arsenal
in our
got to
team.
spend money and get players in. That's what they got to get bodies
Yeah,
in.
we shouldn't have spent the 65
can't just
million
rely on
average,
one
and we
player.
shouldn't have trusted
Look,
that Partey
do you
was
know
going to
what?
be fit all season.
Africa gonna. Do you know what? I was listening to people and they would say, "Oh, do you know Declan Rice is tired. He's playing too many games." And I'm there thinking, hang on a minute.
No, that's not.
We paid 105 million for this player,
Yeah.
and prophets are saying, "Oh, he's tired," right? And Thomas, we only paid for how much did we pay for? 45 million.
40.
And people don't understand that this guy at that age can have an issues with his body. People still want, they just feel like, oh, we need you,
Yeah.
we need you.
What about
Come on,
Gundogan
guys,
to Man City?
stop
He
it.
was always available. He was also old. I mean, you can bring up so many players that are old and their bodies are weaker than like a 24-year-old.
It's not so.
They play every game.
Football out there is not an easy though. It's not an easy.
Of course.
It's not an
Of
easy.
course
The
not.
way we say it, trust me. The way we
I
say
agree. I agree.
it's not an easy stuff.
But
And
that's-
this boy, they're doing their
Okay,
best.
so
It's not about the point.
Okay. So if you're not fit for the job, you need to go. You're not
Yeah.
fit
Well, that's
to do the job.
it's up to the coach. And if the coach or the club they feel that, oh, do you know what? We can't have you on again.
1 second.
Then that's fine. I'll support that.
let's-
But till
let's
then,
read
it's
the
still
super
not the
chat.
player that I love, and I'll
Let's-
support him.
Let's read the super chat and we're going to kindly start to shift to wrapping up. Actually, big up to my guy. He says, I love when you was on Terry's channel, Ego.
That was
I
a
still
long
go on
time
there
ago.
on occasions. I still go on
Oh,
there on
that-
occasions. It's just not today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not watch the Chelsea game, so why am I gonna go onto the thing to banter them in a cup I'm not even in? It doesn't make sense.
We're in no position to talk about any other club right now.
Yeah, no, I can laugh
Apart
at
from
them.
Man U,
I
maybe.
can laugh at them for Cole Palmer missing a 90% open
Yeah.
goal.
I know 3 chances, man.
But it is what it is. Jerome saying there is there a guarantee that Thomas Partey does not get injured again when he
No,
comes
it'll
back?
be fine. It'll be fine. It's coming back.
That's what we say every time, Belgium.
coming
That's
back
what we
top.
said every
Hey,
time.
no party, no party, no party, no party.
No, we have to be realistic and sometimes remove our love for
Belgium,
players. And
Belgium,
this is one of those situations.
take your Thomas Partey hat off. Are you Ghanaian?
Yes, I am. But I was
That's
born
Of
in
course.
England.
How do you think his
Well,
two
listen,
favorite players are Nketiah and Partey?
Hey, listen, nigga, I was born in England. I was born in London. So, yeah, from Ghana.
Bro, even the AFCON didn't take him.
Oh, no, because
Nah,
the coach,
'cause he's
Chris
injured.
Hughton, no, he's injured and he just came back.
Yes.
So they had a conversation with Arsenal, and the best bet is for him to stay and recover. Listen, that's what we win in the league.
Belgium,
Thomas
he
is
hasn't
back.
even trained with the team yet.
Oh, he's
He
gone
hasn't
to
even
Dubai
trained
with
yet.
them. He's in Dubai.
No, I know.
He's
I'm
in
in Dubai
Dubai.
now. Hopefully, I'll see him. I'll send you a picture if
Belgium,
I
you
get to
still
go to
believe
one
we're
of the
gonna win
open
the league?
trainings.
Yes, I still believe in that, Igor. Trust me, I believe in these boys,
Brother,
man.
I believe we can challenge to the end, but I don't know if we have.
City's not winning
We're
this
not going to
league.
win every game.
Liverpool
It's not possible.
will. You guys will come back and mark
I
my
hope so.
words.
I
Inshallah.
hope so.
I
hope
would
so.
love.
I
would
want to
love
go to the
be
Emirates
wrong.
again in May. So
Belgium, we win the league. I'm buying you a red velvet cake.
Oh.
if we win the league, I'll buy you the new Arsenal home kit for next season.
No,
because
I
you
want you
deserve
to
it.
put money where your mouth will be.
Yeah, if we win the league, you'll get it from me.
We're winning it. Trust me. City's not
We
winning
win
this.
the league. You're getting
The other two teams are too strong. They're not gonna drop many points, Belgium. We're gonna drop stupid points.
You're getting the
Stupid points.
replica kit with the number 14 on there.
In
At the back.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Igor. I appreciate that. Yes. We're winning.
Yeah. My offer was based on Igal's new sponsorship. That'll be funding your shirt.
Listen, my man's saying if you want to say controversial shit like Terry, listen, it's not about going viral all the time. It's about just giving your honest opinion. People, if you're passionate enough, people will come and watch you. That's the reality.
It is the reality.
It is, man. It is, yeah.
My most viral moments came from me arguing with Brandon and thing. It's not from me acting like an idiot or saying stuff that I don't believe. Because if you do that, you're gonna get found out. In this game, YouTube,
big time.
If you start saying stuff you don't believe, you will be found out to be a fraud. So number one thing you want to do if you're going to be a YouTuber, say things you believe and back your opinions to the end. That's all I gotta say.
So we didn't talk about the bad case of if we get knocked out against Porto and then we lose a couple more games in the Premier League, what happens?
Don't think about that, man.
No, I know, but we have to because
positive,
that's kind of like where we are right now. When Brandon says I'm not confident to go into Porto, I totally get him because that's kind of where we are right now. And we need to think about, I'm not saying I'm not near there, but I'm saying if this all just flops, then in the summer there's going to be another rift in the fan base where people are going to want him out 5 years, one trophy.
No,
there already is.
I know, but way more. If we completely derailed the season out of the Champions League and then we're fourth or third,
there's got to be a conversation because
the Rat Army is now looking like a whole sewer system.
No,
they're waiting for that.
No, listen, do you know what? I forgot to say to Brandon, there got to be a big conversation. Arsenal, we big club. We can't be messing around.
We don't act like
every year. What?
We've been acting like it more than we used to.
No. Because look,
we don't act like a big club at times. That's the thing.
At times, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up here, guys. I just want to say, big up Souls for jumping on. Big up Belgium for coming on. Big up yourself, Leah, for
anytime, man.
Of course, Brendan for coming on. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the stream. Shout out to SofaScore for the new channel sponsor. And big up to everyone in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next video. As you guys already know what it is. Peace, people. Love for the love.
Cheers, man.